Yeah, my name is Matlactli. We're here in San Jose, California, downtown San Jose, you know. Grew up in this neighborhood. Where I was growing up is majority people are Mexican, you know, our population. When I got maybe into high school, I started identifying with the word, you know, Chicano, you know, and learning a little bit more about the movement. That was like in the early 90s. They have conferences and they used to have workshops at these conferences, and one of the workshops was on identity. Who are we? How do we identify ourselves? Are we Hispanics? Are we Latinos? Are we Mexican Americans? Latinx didn't even exist back then, no? Are we native? Are we wetbacks? Are we illegals? Or, you know what I mean? These are all these words that were thrown at us, and so there's so many things that we're being called that our people don't even know who we are. There's been so much confusion, you know? The stronghold of Aztec dancing in the United States is here in California. You know, they crossed over in TJ and they went to San Diego and then obviously LA, and then they came up here to the Bay, dancing from Mexico, traditional dancers from there. The danza for me has helped us create an identity, understanding who we are as indigenous people. We become part of community, which makes it something living that we can practice on a regular basis, you know. We hear the drums, we can touch the instruments. When we put them on our legs, on the rattles, we smell it. The medicine that's being burned, the copal, the cedar, the sage, the sweetgrass. So it starts getting documented in our DNA, in our memory. We call it Tezcatlipoca. Tezcatlipoca means a smoking mirror, you know, in our culture. But it represents our memory, our intelligence. It gives our people a place to be part of the community. You know, some place where no matter what's going on in the world, whether it be work or school or the streets, there's always the community there to, you know, for them to come back to. One of the most popular, well-recognized symbols of the Aztec people is the Aztec calendar. But at one point I go, well, if it's the Aztec calendar, how do you use it? How come we're not using it? You know what I'm saying? You know, when's the new year? When does it start? When does it finish? You know, how does it work? Oh, this is the months, this is the days, this is the years, this is the symbols, these are the numbers. This is how it works. Growing up here in the Bay Area, they have a Chinese New Year. They have a Gregorian New Year. Well, what about our New Year? Shouldn't we have a New Year? Don't we have an Aztec calendar? To bring all these tribes together, it takes resources, you know. You can see everybody's unique styles, right? You can identify, okay, that group, that group. We were very honored that the White Mountain Apache dancers traveled from Arizona, New Mexico area and came and, you know, brought their blessings of their dance and their songs, you know, here to San Jose. I don't think that's been seen here in San Jose for who knows how long, or if it ever has happened, you know, so definitely was a big blessing, you know. Give appreciation to the Acatl tribe, state of Washington, that came out in full force this year and brought their powerful prayers, you know. Something different, you know, something that we don't see here, you know. Their wolf dance, their regalia, you know, the paddles. Morning, yeah, we had some Waikis, which means like, you know, brother, you know what I mean, homie, you know what I mean, the Waikis. They're from Tahuantinsuyo, South America, Peruanos, you know, Quechua Maras, you know, they speak their language, they came and offered their song. You got a place here too, you know what I mean, we recognize you for having your culture, you know, come and share it, you know, share your way, share your traditions, you know. So our relatives, the Totonacas, are from Veracruz, Mexico, the state of Mexico, and they brought the danza de los guaguas. Go on this indigenous Ferris wheel. 4 guys get on there and they spin around 13 times, you know. Our calendar, a 52-year count, 13 times 4, you know, so those 4 individuals are representing, and they spin around 13 times, represent that count. And so that's what that dance represents, to request fertility. How can we expand, and can we make better relations with the other California tribes? You know, how can we build on this? We sat down to Razzle's house and had a conversation about the possibilities of doing this Cali Native Night here. We're about bringing our people together and providing medicine for each other, but also providing medicine for the people. We want our community to see this. Once again, when the Spanish arrived, you know, they were coming, you know, making their way towards the Valley of Mexico from the coast. And, you know, they came over a mountain and they were hearing like a buzzing sound. They're hearing all this noise, like, what is that? They looked over the valley and they seen a big market, like one of the biggest markets in the world. In our language, we call them Tianguistli, Tianguis, where our ancestors trade is part of our culture. We're creating that economy to where now all these artists or these small businesses are able to be sustainable, where they can have an economy enough to where they can be full-time at what they're doing. Like you said, a closed loop economy where those vendors are our biggest sponsors. So they support us and we support them, and it just keeps going like that. In our philosophy and our history, you know, we had a great leader. His name was Cuauhtémoc, descending eagle. He was our last chief. But his title is actually Tlatoani. Tlatoani means he who speaks for others. Huehuetlatocan, which was the Grand Council, which means all the different nations around in Mexico were represented. Based on the philosophy of the Calpulli system that we're following, because we are a Calpulli, our Calpulli system, which is based on the family, which is based on community. We're working to rebuild that confederation. Part of the work that we're doing is not just resisting the system, but building our own system. Rebuilding a confederation that already we had at one point in time. We're not just gonna sit around and wait for people to hand us things or come and save us. We're gonna build it ourselves.